All right, let's go sit down for this one in the office. All right. So there's um there's everybody has their greatest opportunity in their life right now. Whatever that is. I don't know what it is for you. This is going to mostly go out to our college student athletes and our young adults. Um, on a daily basis, we have multiple text messages and phone calls where people are in two different situations. One, they realize they screwed up and they missed out on an opportunity. That's a painful phone call, I gotta tell you. The only thing that's more painful than that phone call or that text is the one where the person's standing still in the opportunity and they're sabotaging themselves. That's more painful, and I'll tell you why it's more painful. Because there's nothing I can do to stop them. It's almost like talking with a hostage like talking with a hostage, a person in a hostage situation. That's the person in charge that's holding the hostage. But the hostage that they're holding is themselves. And so like they don't really know what the hell they want for demands. It's frustrating. They don't really know what they started it for because they're confused on their why. They're not sure if they can get it done because they're wavering with their belief in themselves, in their action, and they don't recognize their opportunity. So I'm going to tell you right now, once you realize the greatest opportunity that you're standing in, you've got to figure out like what you need to do to show appreciation for it. That's the first thing. One, you got to show appreciation for it. That means action moving towards that. It needs to be consistent and it needs to be intelligent. And you probably need to ask somebody if it makes any sense. Like, what's the best course of action? And you should ask whoever it is that's the most closely related. If you're a student athlete in college, it's probably your advisor, it's your coach, it's your, whoever's the dean of that college that you're in. Those types of things. That's the type of person. If you're out of school, it might be your boss. It might be, a therapist. It might be your partner. It might be your spouse. The next thing is what action. So we talked about what you can do to appreciate that, how to show your appreciation through action. What is it? Number two is what action are you doing currently, especially if it's consistently, that disrespects this opportunity? That's basically a risk that might have you end up losing it because of this. That's two. Number three, this will be helpful for you. Prior to being where you are now, where you're in the lifetime of this opportunity, before you had this opportunity and it was something you were still pursuing that you didn't get yet, what did you feel about the opportunity then? Think about it. You're pursuing it, and you're in a situation now where it was difficult to get to. So you had to overcome a bunch of probably maybe mini failures and some obstacles along the way. You did things that other people didn't do in order to get to where you are because you're at that level, you're at that opportunity, and you paid for that opportunity, through sweat equity or whatever, but you got there somehow. So that's the next thing. Now, a few things I want to talk about. One, growth is uncomfortable most of the time. What's comfortable? Sitting here talking. That's comfortable. It's not really growing though. I start moving and stuff like that and I do difficult things, that's uncomfortable. That's probably where growth's at. That's usually where it's at. People go for comfort all the time because they look back on things and they remember, like they go one way or another. They either remember that they're too easy or they think that, it's, it was super hard, but it wasn't really hard. They give themselves credit for things and then they don't push forward when they're in a hard situation. So now the next thing is failure it's an off ramp. It's not it's not a dead end street. It's just, you didn't do something well enough to keep going, so you got off. But then you make corrections, you fix whatever's broken, whatever needs to get better, and then you get back on. It's an off ramp. It's not a dead end. Then the last one is goal distraction is fool's gold. It's a mirage. Goal distractions, like if somebody was running down the field in soccer and somebody passed you the ball and it was a wide open net, like what can happen where you don't score? You get distracted, right? Maybe it's too easy, you choke under pressure or whatever. But would you ever not kick the ball to score? No, you wouldn't. So why do we do that in life? It doesn't make any sense, does it? Why would you ever not try to score? But we do it all the time. It's like we're a squirrel out there running around, like, whoa, look at that, look at that, look at that. And you're all over the place. It's like, how are you getting distracted? What was your goal? You had a goal at some point because you ended up in the goal. And like, it makes no sense. Then the other thing I'm going to say, and this is the most important thing, is people have these great opportunities all the time and then they give them away. They let people steal their opportunities. And this stealing happens between 10 p.m. and 4 a.m. I tell people all the time, whether they're college or they're just out of college, or sometimes this is for high school kids, prep school kids, between 10 and 4, what happens? Somebody can put your fire out. Somebody can steal your fire, meaning they could be somebody that's not in the same opportunity. They might even be jealous. And how can they take that from you? They don't actually capture your fire, but they can capture a little bit of your thunder because they can get you in trouble. They can put you in harm's way and you can lose it all. You know how you can't lose it all? If between 10 and 4 you're sleeping like you're supposed to. I'm not going to tell you that don't go out sometimes, but I am going to tell you this. The opportunity of a lifetime has to be taken care of, appreciated, and treated properly in the lifetime of that opportunity. And if it's not, it will be gone, and it's often gone for the rest of your lifetime.